So today I wanted to speak about courage. All this week I'm talking about the freedom mindset. For those of you who are coming in for the first time and you haven't heard me speak about the freedom mindset, let me break down what the freedom mindset is. So freedom mindset. Definition of freedom, if you go in any dictionary, you will see that freedom is the ability to act, think and speak without coercion. There's no restrictions. You're able to be free. We know what freedom is, right? Mindset is a system of beliefs that govern our actions and our feelings as well. When you put them together, my definition for a freedom mindset is when your thoughts, your feelings and your actions are in line with your intentional goals and purpose. The important thing about a freedom mindset and how it helps you is that when you get an idea and you feel to yourself that there's something that you want to do, many times we get stuck and we don't do it. How many of us are sitting in spaces, whether it's jobs, whether it's relationships, whether it's certain situations that you're not moving from, even though it feels uncomfortable, even though you feel to yourself you don't really want to be there, but you're not able to move through fear. And it could be fear that you don't know what's around the corner. It might be better the devil you know. It might be, you don't have enough money to do the moves that you need to make. You don't have enough support to do the moves that you need to make. There's so many different reasons why we stay in spaces that are not helping us grow, that are not serving us, that are stifling us, that are sucking the living life out of us. We stay in those spaces for so many different reasons. Today I'm talking about courage. The courage and bravery that I want to talk about is the one where people talk about, oh, you followed your dreams, you're so brave. I jumped out of my corporate job after many years of running my business on the side, and now I'm full-time, self-employed, running my business. I have been called brave so many times. I've been told that I have courage. You will hear that for anybody who has gone after their dream and done it. But I sat down last night and I was writing a newsletter for my LinkedIn page, and it hit me that we use courage and bravery for the wrong things, and we need to flip that on its head. We need to look at what we're actually telling people and what it's like the narratives. When you think about your mindset, the reason why we have a certain set of beliefs is what has been instilled in us since we were young. And when you tell somebody that they are brave for following their dreams, when you think about what bravery is having that courage to do something that's daunting. We talk about courage. I usually think about, if you're going into battle, if you're going into war, you need courage, right, to go into war. Why is it that when somebody follows their dream, we say that they're brave? Should that not be the norm? We talk about bravery when it comes to somebody doing what they were brought here to do. You've got skills, you've got talents, and then you've got dreams that back it up, and you want to be able to work in a particular way, but you're brave to do it. Let me tell you what bravery is. Let me tell you what guts it takes. And I'm being slightly sarcastic, but it takes courage to walk into an office every single day knowing that you're going to be micromanaged and undermined. It takes bravery. It takes a certain level of bravery to walk into a space every day knowing that you're not getting paid your worth. It takes a certain level, when like the Caribbean people say, you have your belly, but you have your belly to walk into a space knowing that you are sitting on skills and talents, ideas and dreams, and you are killing those dreams every single day, walking into a space where you're not being appreciated, where you're being undermined, where you're not being celebrated, where you can't use your skills and talents. Sometimes you can't even come up with an idea. You just have to go with what you literally robot. You just have to go with what they tell you. That's a whole level of brave. It takes a certain level of audacity and boldness to push your dreams to one side, to ignore your talents, to ignore your skills, and walk into a job every day and just do what you're told to do, because we all got bills. We got the mortgage and the rent that needs paying, and we need to flip the script. We need to start changing how we are packaging things, because when we're telling our brains that it takes bravery to step out and do you, to live a fulfilled life, that needs to be the norm. That you are waking up every morning and you are doing the thing that fills you up. Why is it that the thing that fills you up, following your skills, following your dreams, is labeled as being brave? And it's because in order to be in those spaces, you literally have to crush your dreams. You have to put them to one side. You have to ignore whatever skills and talents you think you have. You can only use them if they fit the business need. We are calling bravery and courage the wrong thing. You hire belly, you got guts to walk into an office every day knowing that your dreams are being stifled and having the energy. It's like the power source is slowly being dimmed down every single day on your dreams. That takes courage. That takes strength. It takes a certain level of courage, but we're calling it the wrong things. We see it as normal to go into corporate spaces knowing that your dreams are dying. We see it as normal. We call it adulting, which is why a lot of the times when people say, oh, this is what I want to do, it's laughed at, it's pushed down. No, you don't want to do that. You just want to get a good job. What is a good job? Is a good job one that leaves you feeling unfulfilled? Listen, I nearly fell out of my chair 2 days ago when I was told that the retirement age has gone up to 71. Are they mad? I don't know if it's officially gone up because I haven't actually searched it, but 71. Listen, I already fell out of my chair when it was 67, and I vowed that there was absolutely no way. Charlotte, I don't know, somebody told me that, unless they're speaking about it, because I know that they said it was going to increase. 71. Whose great granddad do they want sitting at the desk dealing with new technology when you're meant to be sitting on a beach somewhere drinking out of a coconut? 67 is bad enough, because I can tell you, how can you guarantee you could live to the age? Layla, they don't want you to live to the age. You see, that's the thing. Drinking coconut or watermelon. Listen, either of them will do. Either of them will do. Coconut in one hand, watermelon in the other. Drink, eat, eat. Layla, let me tell you, they don't want you to live to that age. Because corporate spaces are designed to work you and work you and work you, suck all of you, siphon all of your energy out of you, so that by the time you retire, you're not able to enjoy your retirement years, right? Because you are only good for the economy when you are contributing to the economy. There is no thank you for your 20, 30, 40, 50 years of service. Now sit down and relax and we're going to look after you. I mean, look at how we treat our aged. That's not what it's about. They are banking on you not surviving to 71, because then they never have to pay you any pension life. And I'm saying that we use the word courage and bravery for the wrong things. That we've been brainwashed, we've been hoodwinked, we've been bamboozled. We have all of those things. It takes a certain level of audacity, I was saying, to know that you've got skills, talents, and you're not using them. Your bold face to show up every day in the people's work, knowing that you have skills and talents that you could be using elsewhere and you're not using them. But we say that it's brave when somebody follows their dream. Why is it not brave when you're walking into a toxic work environment every day? That's seen as normal. So somebody was talking about, we got bills to pay. Yeah, we got bills to pay. But you know what? This is where I talk about the freedom mindset. When you pull back the curtain and look at what they're not telling us. And one of the myths that they have, that we were brought up with, is go to school, get a good job, and you stay there till retirement, which I understand is being moved to 71. Then I'm laughing here because it's so tragic. It's literally like they just want people to drop down on the work. And that's why I was saying that the reason why the retirement age keeps going up so much is that you won't be around long enough to draw enough of it. So they're keeping you in the workspace for a lot longer than needed. And this is where we need to have a freedom mindset and start thinking outside the box and start thinking bigger than the prison that they're putting us in, and realizing, one of the things that took me a while to realize is that it is easier to make money, and I don't mean printing. It is easier to make money than it is to save money. And if you are solely in a job, you are saving whatever they decide you're worth. If you are working for yourself, and you are looking at all of the different ways that you can diversify your income, that you can use your skills and your talents, you will find so many different ways to be able to make money than if you were sitting in a job thinking, okay, after I pay my mortgage and after I pay the light bill and after I buy food, because you need to survive, after I pay transport, after you do all of these things, you might have something to save. And we sit there thinking, okay, I'm just going to stay there because everything is being provided for you. Literally, you're being handed a fish every month. You know when they say like, hand a man a fish and he eats for a day, teach a man how to fish and he can eat forever, or he can feed himself forever. Corporate spaces hand us these fish. They hand us the big salmon every month because as soon as you get paid, you know that you can go down Asda or Sainsbury's and get a deal on the salmon. They don't teach you how to go out there and do it yourself. That's not what society is designed for, which is probably why people turn around and talk about how brave it is to go off on your own, because it takes a level of bravery, they think, to go across the norm. But why does it have to be norm to be in spaces that stifle you, that drain you? And this is where you have to start looking at, what do you really want out of life? Are you happy with where you are? When you sit down in those moments when nobody's around, in those moments where you might even have the headphones on at work and you're not conversing with anybody, you have that little flash of reality of, is this my life? What did I really want to do? Are you happy with where you are? That's the bravery. You see that, like I was saying, if you take the bus to work or the train to work and then you have to walk up the high street or wherever it is to work, and you're making that long, slow walk where it's like you really want to be backpedaling, that's bravery. You are walking into, it's like you're walking into a war zone. If you drive into work and you sit in the car park for a good 10 minutes before you come out the car, look, I used to do that, and I'm playing my music coming down. There's certain music that I'm playing in the car because I want to be on a certain vibrational level going into work. And then I get outside the people's work and I'm not coming off. I'm playing certain music. Sometimes it's India Irie, sometimes there was another song that I used to play just to pump me up and get me in that space. But this is not the time to be sitting around or staying in spaces that are no longer filling you up. For many people, they might be in careers, they might be in relationships, they might be in certain situations that are not fulfilling anymore. Just because you were in those spaces 5 or 10 years ago doesn't mean that you have to stay there. Sometimes our purpose can change, and even though you might be really good at your job, your values can change. Sometimes the job itself can change around you. If you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling stressed because you no longer fit the job that you're in, and you really have to ask yourself, is this where I see myself? Can I be doing something else? Am I doing myself a disservice by staying here? If I left and followed my dreams, where would I be happier? Which one does it take the courage to do? So those of you who are coming in for the first time, welcome. It was a pleasure having you here. If you would like to have a conversation on what you can do next in terms of your plans, in terms of your strategies, if you'd like to book a free clarity call, feel free. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow morning. Take care and thanks for watching. Thanks for taking part, and goodbye.